Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we all know what's going on with Coach Prime, Deion Sanders at Colorado. If you've been living under a rock, let me just refresh your memory. And listen, today it was some serious news that broke today. If you listen, T.O., we all know what's going on with T.O., Terrell Owens. You know he took a trip down to Colorado. We all know what it's like with him and Coach Prime. They have this unbelievable relationship that I think that a lot of athletes could really learn from. And clearly they are doing amazing things on and off the field. And we're gonna get all into everything. I'm gonna break down T.O.'s visit, his recent visit, pay the utmost homage to Mr. Terrell Owens, NFL Hall of Famer. We all know he got that jacket on. Listen, we about to get into it. Make sure you hit the like button, and if you want more Coach Prime, Deion Sanders content, subscribe to Flight Sports for more content, news, updates, and more. Now listen. T.O., back at T.O., you all know what's going on with that. Listen, man, the Hall of Famer made his presence felt with the Colorado Buffaloes. He was their special guest at practice today. Listen, T.O. Was definitely, relaying information to these young men. And I think that is just great because they need it. I mean, obviously, Coach Prime is giving so much. I mean, we all know Coach Prime got so much, life-changing material that comes out of his mouth that I don't think they need to hear from anybody else. But let's not act like Terrell can't give them some much-needed insight. He was definitely an observer, of the CU players, as he definitely was he wasn't too hands-on, from the reports, but it is what it is. The relationship between T.O. and Deion Sanders goes back to their playing days, never as teammates, but as stars for the same two franchises in separate eras. So clearly homage is definitely paid all over the board. Owens is no stranger to Sanders' coaching ventures. He made many trips, ladies and gentlemen, to Jackson State University. Listen, now we all knew it was going to be a transition. Everybody thought with him coming to Colorado, I'm talking Coach Prime, Deion Sanders. For whatever reason, I don't know why people thought just because Coach Prime was coming to Colorado that he wasn't going to, be able to get people, stars wasn't going to pop out for him. This man been in Colorado and all the celebrities are showing up. He's just getting endless love and support from everybody. And now he's with a Power 5. I mean, listen, they doing big things in Colorado. They just made the move. So it's a lot going on. And Coach Prime has definitely put his imprint, and we haven't even played a game yet. And Coach Prime has got his imprint all over everything, and it's in a great way. A lot of people, a lot of naysayers going to say what they're going to say. Oh, you did this. Oh, you did that. Why you came here and said this to these kids, this, that. Listen, hear from Shador. I'll get into that a little bit later. If you want that Shador news, subscribe because we're going to be breaking that too as well. There's so much popping right now, with the Colorado Buffaloes. And, there's a lot of experience coming through that pipeline right now due to Coach Prime's influence, and I don't want nobody ever to forget that. Colorado's receiver room benefits the most by having both to ask one-on-one battles, you understand? So it's definitely crazy, that they're going to be able to, really get insight on that, so it is what it is. There was a time each of them dominated the NFL, and I'm talking T.O. and Coach Prime, Deion Sanders. I mean, all the kids wanted to be like, Terrell Owens. I don't know, obviously we all know what's going on with Coach Prime. I mean, that's irrelevant. But for the people that's been living under a rock, we got a lot of young kids listening. Terrell Owens, I mean, he was what all the kids wanted to be like when I was coming up. I remember all the kids, it was T.O., everybody, all the kids was talking about Terrell Owens. So it is what it is. Sanders and the Buffs are coming off the first full week of fall camp. with a renewed sense of optimism just weeks before the opener with TCU. It's Coach Prime's debut with all of his assistants joining him on the sidelines at Fort Worth. So listen, if you want to make sure you stay tuned to that big time game against TCU, listen, we're going to be providing coverage from basically all the way into the game and after. So if you want to stay up to date with news, and like I said, we're going to be discussing a lot. We're going to be going live. This is truly just the beginning. That's why I said there's so much going on. You don't think Coach Prime hear all this chirping that these people saying? You got all these people with their mouths ripping and running, saying all the most buffoonery, the most idiotic claims ever, about Coach Prime, Deion Sanders. All the naysayers, everybody's going to pay homage. Everybody's going to acknowledge Coach Prime, Deion Sanders. You heard what he said, coming to Colorado. He didn't come here out the mid-blue. It was a calling. And I think he's going to show everybody the call that brought him to Colorado. He accomplished so much at Jackson State. I really wish he could have, stayed as well, just like many others. But I'm not faulting Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, for making that move, to do God's work and amazing, incredible things here at Colorado. And if anything is to be seen, Coach Prime is doing crazy things in a good way. And like I said, we haven't even played yet. These kids are, completely rejuvenated as men. Not even forget about the players right now. As men, when you talk about the Travis Hunters, the Shadors, the McLeans, the list goes on all of the players. We're going to be breaking down a lot of players too as well on this roster. A lot of names that people might not be familiar with, because this is truly the beginning of something special. It's about to go down with Colorado. TCU, they might not know what hit them. I'm just going to keep it all the way 100. They not going to know what hit them, y'all. If anybody's doubting Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, you just tricking yourself. You fooling yourself and you playing yourself. And I advise everybody right now, to do your homework on Coach Prime, Deion Sanders. How can he fail? It's almost like he in a no-lose situation. It's like I can't even see Coach Prime failing. Sad part is he is gonna have so many people praying on his downfall, but he will shock the world, and prove to the world what's going on. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section of the legendary Hall of Famer Terrell Owens coming to visit Colorado to spit game to the players, and just be, that his presence alone is impactful. And we got a lot of players on Colorado. Some guys, two-way guys as well. We know we got players, corners, we got receipt. Listen, you know what it is. Make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe for more Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, Colorado Buffaloes content, ladies and gentlemen. It's Flight Sports.